Alright guys, I am going to try to knock this out as quickly as I can, and I apologize if it's a little rushed, but I gotta get to a pumpkin patch. It's Halloween. So, we're talking about planks this week, and the most important part of actually doing a plank is to actually focus on, one, getting your spine aligned correctly with your hips, and then from that position, stacking tension on top of it. So our first video was in how to breathe properly, second video was at hip position and glute tension, and this video kind of puts them together. You first want to be able to breathe diaphragmatically, so that good belly breath in this plank position, and then after that click the other video about power breathing and add that power breathing, that funny sounding breathing to your planks, and everything's going to get even tighter and even more engaged, and it's just going to increase your strength and make it a little easier. So there won't be any text on this video either, just don't have the time, gotta go trick-or-treating, so what are you gonna do? So first thing again is to align your spine and your hips properly. So we don't want to start, and I tucked in my shirt to my shorts, you're welcome. I look like a jackass, but it's for you guys. So we don't want to have our butt way high in the air, and we don't want to have our butt like sagging down, so you want to work to get yourself into a nice straight line with your hips. This is your starting plank. This is plank number 1. So from here, I'm going to tuck my tail and really engage my glutes, but without rounding my spine. So I want to keep a neutral spine because I want to fight the gravity trying to push me into extension, but I also don't want to flex. In order to do that, I want to be able to maintain a nice cylinder and stay in this position. So forearms are parallel with each other, and you want to make 2 fists. Neck is neutral. I tuck and I squeeze. From here, I think about trying to slide my elbows down, and you can already see that there's a little bit of tension there, so you get some shaking, and that's completely okay. I should still be able to breathe in and out through my nose and into my belly, even though it's going to be much more challenging. If you can't do that, go back to your dead bugs and go back to your glute bridges and keep working those until you can maintain that plank number 1 position while still breathing diaphragmatically. Now, if you can do that, we can increase the challenge by lengthening the lever of our body. So we're here, I tuck, shoulders down, think about pulling my elbows towards my hips, think about pulling my feet towards my elbows, and then I lock out hard and engage as tight as I can. Again, plank number 2, I should still be able to breathe through my nose. And that's just teaching my body to resist that flexion and extension pattern and maintain a neutral spine. Challenging, again, add the power breathing and more tension, so squeeze your fist harder, squeeze your butt harder, squeeze your abs harder, and you'll feel this midsection really turn on. Now, standard plank is about resisting that flexion and extension. We can do side planks in order to resist that lateral flexion that your spine's capable of as well. So, side plank, there's a couple variations to it, and a few different levels, or whatever way you want to call it. So, first one starts in this side position here with both my knees bent and my knees stacked. Now, I want to make sure that my elbow is directly below my shoulder. If I'm way out here, I'm going to jam my arm into my collarbone or my AC joint, and it's not going to feel very good. So we want to be stacked. Again, I'm trying to create a straight line here from my sternum down to my zipper line and in between my knees. I'm going to lift my hips while simultaneously pushing into the ground with my elbow, and I maintain this neutral plank position. That's plank variation number 1. Alina just walked in. Plank variation number 2 is to fold the top leg over, bottom leg is straight. Same thing, this leg is just a kickstand for balance. I'm going to drive into the ground with my elbow, squeeze my glutes, maintain a neutral pelvis position, and I'm trying to lift up, not so much that I flex the other way, but just until I get a nice straight line with my torso. This arm can go either on top of your hip or straight into the air. After that, third variation or third level, you can come over here, is to drive into the ground, lift, keep that shoulder down, arm can either go up overhead or down here. Okay? Again, I should still be able to breathe into my belly, but if you want to add that power breathing from the other video, also what we do when we do swings, you're going to reinforce that tension and kind of make everything get a lot tighter and engage your core muscles even more. Now, there's another movement that your spine can do, and that's rotation. And that'll be the next video that we cover. So that's our 4th installment of our core series, and that's going to introduce the Pallof press and a couple other plank variations that require you to balance on one limb. And then again, your power breathing will make all those movements a little bit more challenging and more effective. So I hope it helps. Come here. Come here.
No.
Trying to get Alina to get, she's wearing an awesome pumpkin shirt, so she won't do it. But if you have any questions, oh, here she comes.
What?
Nothing. If you have any questions, you're going to be a peacock. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And have a great day. Be safe out there.
Hello.
Hello.
I want to do it.